A few days ago, Danny removed the printed floor tiles on the first floor and also completed the construction of the wooden beams in the corridor on the second floor. To ensure construction safety, today he plans to complete the laying of wooden boards on the second floor. But before that, the ruins at the corners need to be thoroughly cleaned up to avoid unnecessary troubles in the future. After cleaning up the ruins, Danny began to apply a layer of varnish to the wooden beams. This can not only protect the texture of the wooden beams but also prevent oxidation and corrosion. After dealing with these, Danny can move on to the next step. He moved the customized wooden boards from the car and began to lay the floor on the second floor. Although all of this was done by Danny alone, for the sake of living in his dream castle, no amount of hard work is too much. After a whole day of hard work, the floor on the second floor of the castle is finally completed. Before it gets dark, Danny decides to clean up the toilet area by the way. The first thing to solve is the old toilet from last century. Since the floor tiles on the first floor have been removed, he is now unconstrained and can remove it as he pleases. After taking a short break, Danny continues to clean up the remaining ruins. During the cleaning process, he accidentally found a manual razor. Maybe it can still be used after being cleaned. After cleaning, the toilet on the second floor suddenly becomes spacious and bright. As for this antique toilet, it's still quite good as a vase. Time flies, and in a blink of an eye, a week has passed. Danny invited professionals to give suggestions for his castle renovation. After carefully inspecting the situation of the castle, the expert gave a rather direct suggestion: just prepare 2 sacks of banknotes. Danny sighed that the style of professionals is indeed extraordinary, and the suggestion is so simple and straightforward. So he decided to continue renovating the third floor. Danny used the pre-installed hoist to transport the wood to the third floor and continue to install the wooden boards in the same way as on the second floor. Since there are already pre-prepared holes in the wooden beams, installation is not too difficult. Nevertheless, standing at a high place on the third floor, Danny still feels a little weak in the legs. Fortunately, he carefully completed the installation of the overall frame on the third floor. Since there is no prefabricated ventilation hole like on the second floor, he decides to add a section by using corner brackets. After installing the frame, Danny took a careful look at the roof of the castle and planned to use a huge waterproof cloth to temporarily cover the roof in a few days to solve the problem of water leakage first. Subsequently, Danny spent a huge sum of money to invite a construction team to clean up the tree roots around the castle. These tree roots have damaged the infrastructure of the castle. While the excavator is processing, Danny returns to the third floor to continue working. He found that some of the previous holes had aged, so he filled all the towers with cement to ensure that the wooden beams are more firm. After completing all this, Danny prepared several wooden boards on the wooden beams on the third floor. From here, he can clearly see the construction situation downstairs. It seems that the workers have cleaned up all the tree roots. So, Danny made a phone call and called for a truckload of gravel. He was going to use the excavator and workers to pave the ground in front of the basement entrance, and then use a road roller to compact and level it. Instantly, it felt much neater and more beautiful. Although the renovation progress of the castle is relatively slow, look forward to more changes in the castle next.